It is March 17th, 2024, and it's St. Patrick's Day, so I'm in green so I don't get pinched at the coffee shop. It didn't work. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Anyway, it's a beautiful day in Sacramento. It actually feels like it uh, is sort of spring-like. I'm continuing what I called yesterday the official or the informal holy days of Thelema. The official ones are the feast days, of course, uh, that are outlined in the Book of the Law. But in 1904, just the prelude of the writing of the Book of the Law and the prelude to the supreme ritual, invocation of Horus, which took place on the 20th. Yesterday, on the 16th, was when Rose fell into a trance after Crowley tried to show her the sylphs. He tried to show her now we're talking about an apartment, a suite, a hotel room, or a series of rooms in Cairo in 1904. Rose is pregnant, and that's the reason they're in Cairo, because it's just too damn cold in Scotland when the baby was due to be born. And so they decided to come back. They'd been traveling on their honeymoon, and they decided to go back to Cairo, and where it's nice and warm this time of year, or at least relatively speaking. And just sort of out of curiosity, Rose asked Crowley about his magic and things like that. And it was something that she wasn't particularly interested in before. She wasn't a magical groupie. As a matter of fact, they were just sort of crazy in love and enjoying their physical lovemaking. I guess they were pretty good at that. And Crowley was thrilled because he really was thrilled that, gee, I like this woman. And but anyway, subject came around about magic, and I guess he mentioned the elementals and the sylphs and the undines and things, and she said, "Oh, show me the sylphs." And so on the 16th, this is what I said yesterday. This is from the Book of Results, okay, the diary entries, and I'm reading from the Equinox of the Gods here. On March 16th, he said, "I invoke Iao," and this is the subject of our discussion yesterday. And Frater P tells us this was done by the ritual of the Bornless One with the preliminary invocation of the Goetia, merely to amuse his wife by showing her the sylphs. She refused or was unable to see any sylphs, but became, quote, inspired, and kept on saying, "They are waiting for you." And W said that's his, he refers to as W for Urada, the seer. She says, quote, "They are," quote, excuse me, she says, quote, "They," unquote, "are," quote, "waiting for me." Okay, unquote. Now, today, on the 17th, it is, quote, all about the child. Also, quote, all Osiris, unquote. Note the cynic and skeptic tone of this entry. How different it appears in the light of Liber 418. These are later comments Crowley is doing when he prepared this book. Thoth invoked with great success indwells us. That's the note. Thoth invoked with great success indwells us. And then in a parenthetical note, he says, yes, but what happened? Frater P has no sort of idea. So it slipped into an unremembered part of his brain by the time he's preparing this book. But he says, Thoth invoked with great success. Now that leaves us with the tantalizing question of what did he do to invoke Thoth? And there's sort of a standard procedure for Golden Dawn invocations of various divine forces, which Crowley probably followed pretty closely. And he reveals how he would ideally invoke Thoth a few years later, about 10 years later, in his creation of the rite of Mercury for the rites of Eleusis. And Mercury, of course, being the Egyptian or the Roman Thoth, as Hermes is the Greek Thoth. And so I'm going to share that with you today, because yesterday we did what we thought Crowley did to the preliminary invocation of Iao yesterday. So let's do what Crowley, ideas Crowley had for the invocation of Thoth. And I'm going to read snippets, if you will, from the Rite of Mercury, this is from the Equinox, Volume 1, Number 6. The Rites of Eleusis are in this volume. He starts off with all sorts of knocking. There's other officers in here, so I'm just going to read through as if it was the invocation. But the knock is, so there's 8. Okay, 8. The sphere of Mercury on the Tree of Life is Hode, number 8. So all of the officers, before they speak, knock 8 times. Mercury himself does and says, the speech in the silence, the words against the son of night, the voice of Mercury in the universe, in the presence of the eternal gods, the formulas of knowledge, the wisdom of breath, the radix of vibration, the shaking of the invisible, the rolling asunder of the darkness, the becoming visible of matter, the piercing of the coils of the stooping dragon, the breaking forth of the light. At the ending of the light, at the limits of the night, stood Mercury before the unborn ones of time. Then was formulated the universe. Then came forth the gods thereof, aeons of the bornless beyond. Then was a voice vibrated. Then was a name declared. And at the threshold of entrance between the universe and the infinite, in the sign of the Enter, stood Mercury, as before him the aeons were proclaimed. In symbols did he record them. In breath did he vibrate them. For between the light and the darkness did he stand. Finally, after various poems, Frater Gemini says, Master, be it thy pleasure to perform the invocation of Mercury. And this is probably close to what Crowley did on March 17th, 1904, 120 years ago today. And if you'll recall, the tomb of Christian Rosenkreuz is sealed and opened every 120 years. Majesty of Godhead, wisdom crowned Thoth, Lord of the gates of the universe, thee we invoke. O thou of the ibis head, thee we invoke. Thou who wieldest the wand of double power, thee we invoke. Thou who bearest in thy left hand the rose and cross of light and life, thee we invoke. Thou whose head is as an emerald, and thy nemesis as the night sky blue. Thou whose skin is of flaming orange, as though it burned in a furnace, thee we invoke. Behold, I am yesterday, today, and the brother of tomorrow. I am born again and again. Mine is the unseen force from which the gods are sprung, that giveth life unto the dwellers in the watchtowers of the universe. I am the charioteer of the east, Lord of the past and of the future. I see by mine own inward light, Lord of resurrection, who cometh forth from the dusk, and whose birth is from the house of death. O ye twin hawks upon your pinnacles, who keep watch over the universe, ye who company the bier into the house of rest, ye who pilot the ship of Ra, ever advancing onward unto the heights of heaven, Lord of the shrine which standeth in the center of the earth. Behold, he is in me, and I in him. Mine is the radiance in which Ptah floated over his firmament. I travel on high. I tread the firmament of new. I raise the flashing flame and the lightning of mine eye, ever rushing forward in the splendor of the daily glorified Ra, giving my life to the dwellers of the earth. If I say, come up upon the mountains, the celestial waters shall flow at my word, for I am Ra incarnate, Kephra created in the flesh. I am the image of my father Tamu, Lord of the city of the sun. The God who commands is in my mouth. The God of wisdom is in my heart. My tongue is the sanctuary of truth, and a God sitteth upon my lips. My word is accomplished each day, and the desire of my heart realizes itself, like that of Ptah when he creates his works. I am eternal. Therefore, everything acts according to my designs, and everything obeys my words. Therefore, I say unto thee, come forth unto me from thine abode in the silence, unutterable wisdom, all light, all power, Thoth, Hermes, Mercury, Odin, by whatever name I call thee, art still unnamed and nameless to eternity. Come thou forth, I say, and aid and guard me in this work of art. Thou star of the east that didst conduct the Magi, thou art the same, all present in heaven and hell. Thou that vibratest betwixt the light and the darkness, rising, descending, changing, ever, yet ever the same. The sun is thy father. Thy mother, the moon, the wind, hath borne thee in its bosom, and earth hath nourished the changeless Godhead of thy youth. Come thou forth, I say, come thou forth, and make all spirits subject unto me, so that every spirit of the firmament, and of the aether, and of the earth, and under the earth, and on dry land, and in the water, of whirling air and of rushing fire, and every spell and scourge of God may be obedient unto me. Now, whether that was what Crowley did to invoke Thoth in that Cairo apartment on March 17th, 1904, we don't really know. Crowley even says he doesn't remember. But he did say Thoth invoked with great success. Tomorrow, the 18th, it starts to get better. And I hope you'll join me tomorrow. And until then, continue to be good to yourself, be good to each other. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love under will.